Chetty, yes, good morning. Welcome to Budapest. Jamie Carragher, as you mentioned, is with me. Two huge stories over this weekend, isn't it? Arne Slot getting sacked at Liverpool, which we'll come to in just a moment, Jamie, but you are here for the Champions League final. Can you just explain what you saw and how gutting it will have been for Arsenal to have lost in that manner?
Yeah, it will be gutting for them, but I always felt a sense around Arsenal that once they'd won the league, at least they knew they had something on the board, and it was almost like a relief. Get the league won, and the Champions League was something to almost be enjoyed. You know, they come there in the 1,000. Arsenal fans were fantastic. Everyone I've seen here on the streets in Budapest on the way, getting to the ground as well. And yeah, obviously you're gutted. No doubt about it, I think, but there will be a feeling that, we've won the league. We've got that out the way. We've got that monkey off our back. And they've got to come back and try and win the Champions League as soon as they possibly can.
Will there be an element of regret on the part of Mikel Arteta about how that game went? Because they scored early, and then did they push enough to try and kill it?
Well, that's always been the criticism of Arteta's Arsenal. I think the way they played last night was almost the only way they could have played to try and beat PSG. PSG weren't great in the first half. Were they there for the taking? But that's what Arsenal are. And what I would say, and I've said this all season, and I thought this would stop Arsenal winning the league, but it didn't. They don't have enough quality in attack. And there was times in that first half, especially, where they just couldn't keep the ball. And PSG weren't doing great. They weren't creating chances. But it was far too easy to allow a team just to push you back to the edge of your own box. Now, Arsenal are fantastic, the best team in the world at defending their own box, and the two centre-backs were outstanding last night. But even though they are the champions of England, they need better attackers. Now, if they get better attackers, will they fulfil their absolute potential at Arsenal? Because we all know Mikel Arteta asks a lot of his attacking players in terms of getting back and helping the full-backs. But when you look at the quality in the front four of PSG compared to Arsenal, it's night and day.
There is that feeling, though, that because they've got the Premier League over the line after 22 years, maybe it can take the shackles off with quality signings in the summer, right?
Yes, and I think that was the idea in the summer in terms of bringing Gyökeres in. It hasn't quite worked out for them, but I do look at the centre-forward position, I look at the left-wing position, and I think they need big upgrades, really, if they're going to win a Champions League. And without them, they come really close. I mean, your penalty is away. But when you look at the run they had to the Champions League final, it was a very favourable run. So I think when they come up against the best teams in Europe, and you look at the attacking players they've got, I think they're always going to be at a disadvantage. So that is definitely where they need to improve.
Are we all agreed, Jamie, Thierry?
Yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah, if you were on the show before, you would have heard me say that.
Oh!
Shot fired!
Well, I do apologise that I missed it, but there we go. Okay, so what if Ousmane Dembele stepped up? Confident, wasn't it?
Ballon d'Or winner, full of confidence. And the game changed when he went off, to be honest. They missed that intensity, missed his pacing behind, but it was never in doubt that he was going to score.
I mean, the interesting thing is he's obviously the penalty taker, wasn't on for penalties. Kvaratskhelia, you think, would have taken one as well. So when it got to penalties, we were together. I actually fancied Arsenal. I thought they had the better penalty takers actually on the pitch, but, didn't work out that way for them.
Did you think the same as Jamie?
I was trying to, because, the emotion was going through. I'm trying to see who's going to take them. Then you see Declan Rice going, and you see the guys that you think they're going to score. But like I said, when Gabriel got up, I went, and I was trying to look who could go instead of him. It's not easy, and I always said I will always respect Gabriel for going, because you know how hard that is. You take that one. If you miss it, it's over. And for him to be in the situation to accept the challenge, obviously he has to accept the challenge because you picked the five before that. But yeah, it was always lose on penalty, I lost a World Cup final on penalty. It's not an easy one, but I have massive respect for Gabriel for the way he played and also for going.
It came down to penalties. It could have gone either way. I feel incredibly sorry for Gabriel. I thought he was outstandingly the best player on the pitch today. I mean, his defending was so good, and for him to be the guy who missed the last penalty and actually decided that PSG was winning, I feel really, really sorry for him.
A centre-back taking it, Peter?
No,
strange for you?
I don't think you can say that. I think that's maybe a bit of an insult because of course he can kick a ball. I mean, this is a top player, but that is pressure, and it's only pressure. He knows that he has got to score. If he doesn't score, PSG will win. And what you try to do there, because obviously Safonov is a really good penalty goalkeeper, what you try to do there is to put it into the net of the goal. That carries that risk.
Yeah.
That if you don't get it right, well, it goes over. And I really feel for him today. He was a mountain at the back. Because they got 1-0 up after 6 minutes, the whole game, the tactics from both sides changed. And Arsenal went into what they've done so many times in the Premier League this season, to defend that 1-0. And that guy there, I mean, he kept them alive for a very, very long time.
Yeah, unbelievable from Gabriel.